the video. They're gonna be acting too moist critical. P. Diddy's lawyer is a clown. Let's get straight into it.
Following the Diddy case very closely, I think this is a super serious one that's up there with like the same level of Epstein almost. And in following the case so
Yeah, there's no way he just doesn't get convicted, right? Because
closely, where I have peepers on it at all
there's a
times,
lot of stuff.
I'm also following.
Oh my gosh, my bad, y'all.
So I've watched every interview that his lawyer has done. Good old Mark.
His lawyer's doing interviews?
The majority of what Mark says is just boilerplate standard lawyer lie speak, just a bunch of babble where, when confronted with questions, just basically deflects it or reshapes it.
What could he possibly say that could... No.
So, if he's confronted with a question about the case, he will do his best to steer it differently. So, in one interview, someone asked him point blank what he thinks about that video that shows Diddy beating the shit out of a woman. And he says, yeah, that's bad. He basically just says, like, it's not good, you know, beating women, boo, I'm not a fan of that. But we have to...
That reminds me of that one clip, if y'all know what I'm talking about. It was a viral one, of Penguinz.
Remember, he's not being indicted for beating women. Wow, Mark. Checkmate. Right you are. We do need to keep that in mind. Surely this video evidence of P. Diddy beating the shit out of Cassie has nothing to do with...
Right. It's just like I think it's great that like everything is just out there so everyone already knows that he's guilty. That makes it 10 times better. Everyone already knows that he's guilty. It's just a matter of, is he gonna get convicted, which I think and hope he is.
Anything else. You've nailed it there, Phoenix, right? You're a real shining star, Mark. And that's kind of what he does. He'll take things, be like, oh yeah, no, beating women, not good. But that is not what he's indicted for. In fact, they're coming after him for sex trafficking. Can you believe it? What nonsense. It's ridiculous, and we're gonna prove it in court. We'll give him...
Did they ask him about the baby oil? Did they ask him about that? Ask him about that. I need to hear a question about
a little bit of that slam jam, thank you ma'am, and prove that P. Diddy is an innocent man. It's a bunch of fucking nothing. A giant nothing burger with the way Mark talks about it. I know he knows that P. Diddy is guilty, but he's about to get a fat paycheck for it. So there's not a whole lot I want to talk about when it comes to Mark's interviews or statements, but there are 2 interviews I want to show you and really talk about because they are beautiful. So Mark's been getting asked a lot about the baby oil.
Thank you. That's what I want to hear about. That's exactly what I want to hear about. Cause no, when I heard how much, like, I didn't actually see the actual number, but I've heard everyone else, like, clips of people talking about and stuff. Why was there so many?
So many awful, fucking heinous, and downright weird things for his client.
I think he said like 100,000, 10,000, I don't know. It was in the thousands, and that's all I need to know.
He has to defend
it doesn't matter after that.
Which includes the fucking baby oil. And the way that he tries to defend it is so silly.
Okay, let's get it.
He is a fucking amazing clown. So if like this whole...
Does he have some type of baby oil company or something? Like what's going
doesn't work
on?
Out for him, or if he wants to retire and just like do something on the side, this dude absolutely needs to get into like honking his nose professionally because this shit is great.
Let's see.
They call them freak-offs. But, you know, back when I was a kid in the late 70s, they were called threesomes.
If these are genuinely threesomes, how do you explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Thousands is insane.
You know,
there's already so much to unpack there. He is trying with a straight face to say that the freak-off parties are just threesomes.
Right. I didn't even acknowledge that because it was too stupid. There's no reason to even acknowledge that. That's so dumb.
Brother, open your eyes. There are videos from some of the freak-offs, and it's a lot different.
See, I didn't even get into that stuff. I don't even know if I want to.
Than what you're trying to paint it as here. That is just so disingenuous and delusional. I get that it's his job, but man, don't insult the intelligence of every human being on the planet. It's just one Google search away. You can see. It's not just threesomes. And Goober here is trying to pull the wool over your eyes by trying to convince you that it's just threesomes. Back in my day, we used to call that a threesome. Now all of a sudden it's a freak-off or some shit. Like, what are you talking about? It's so dumb. But anyway, to the baby oil. he immediately tries to downplay it like, oh, it wasn't 1,000. Where'd that made-up number come from? That's
If it was 1/1,000, it's insane.
fucking fake news fib right there. And the interviewer's like, no, that came from the attorney. Like, no, that's the official statement. He's like, no, they must be lying. Surely they're lying about that.
And I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially...
It has a lot to do with everything. It has a lot to do with everything. Because why do you have that much? Like, why? Like, what do you need that much for?
saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you need 1,000 for.
Thank you. Thank you. He gets it. He gets it.
He has a big house. He buys in bulk. You know, I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home.
You can see the cogs in his brain turning in real time as he starts to come to the realization that there is no way to try and justify or explain away 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That quantity is absurd, unfathomable.
I feel like he should have came to this interview prepared for that question, like, because the baby oil is insane.
And he starts to like break it down, and he starts to go like and argue against his client. Like,
let's go.
1,000 bottles of baby oil? That just doesn't make any sense. Who would possibly need that amount of baby oil? Do you know how much mileage you can get out of a single bottle? The best he could come up with is saying that since his houses are close to Costco, he's probably just buying it in bulk. I decided to look it up, just out of curiosity, what the biggest bundle of baby oil you could even buy in bulk is.
Let's see.
And the biggest pack that I could find was 5. A 5-pack.
I thought he was at least going to say like 20. I thought he was at least going to say like a box or like something like that. 5 is crazy. So he's just buying them from Mac. Is he just like getting them from a company? Like he just buying mass production?
He would need 200 packs of that. Just picture that for a moment. Imagine stacking 200 packs of baby oil, 5 packs. If you stack them on top of each other, from bottom to top, it'll probably be about as high as a small office building. Like, that is crazy.
So just a room full. Like, why? No, like, we would, like, skip all this other stuff. Like, when all this stuff goes over, and, like, I don't care if it takes years, I don't care. One day I need to know why he had that much. Why does he, I need to know the real reason, because, of course, they're going to lie right now, because, you know, he's in a case and everything, but maybe in a couple years, someone's going to find out why he had that much, because that makes no sense.
You're going to sit there in front of
Even if he's doing those things. Well, I'm not even going to say it. Well, I have to say allegedly, I think. But even though he's doing those things, like, why do you need that much? You're crazy,
Odd
bro.
and anime.
You're crazy.
And try and make the claim that the freak-offs are just threesomes, and the 1,000 bottles of baby oil
That's
is
crazy.
unrelated somehow, or used for threesomes. Like, Mark, please.
He could have at least like went into like crazy detail to like at least try to make the lie more believable. This is just blatantly lying. Like, it's horrible.
Brother,
like,
oh my god.
I mean, have you sat
to be honest, I expected better from P. Diddy's lawyer because like he's getting paid a lot, so I'm assuming.
in the parking lot of a Costco and see what people walk out of there with?
Not 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was. Let's just say it's a lot. Okay.
No, that's not okay, Mark. Why don't we use the actual U.S. Attorney's report on how much baby oil they confiscated from his property? You can't just wipe your ass and throw that number away because it makes your client look like an even bigger psychopath.
Right.
You can't do that, Mark.
I've been with him.
Yes, because I can't think of a reason why. It has to be a crazy reason, but we'll probably never know. Unfortunately, like the real reason, of course.
Since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's about almost 3 o'clock now. He's just laser focused. He's engaged. He's helpful. He's confident. You know, we're going through our defense as we do every day.
I hope you're not confident, because.
And his spirits are relatively good.
Hey, Mark, I just want to say that information does not make me happy. I don't want to
Yeah, it
hear...
really doesn't. Like, I'm sitting here like I'm really hoping he's lying right now. Like, I'm I'm really hoping you're lying.
that P. Diddy is in good spirits. He shouldn't be. That guy is an absolute fiend. He's a villain. He is evil.
Right.
I don't want to hear that he's in good spirits or having a positive outlook on things. I
I
want
want to hear that he's getting maximum sentence. I'm just saying.
to hear that he's fucking miserable. Because that's what he deserves for what he's done for the last few fucking decades that he has been terrorizing the entire music industry and ruining lives. So, Mark, your reporting right there actually put a frown on my face. You know that? I want you
Yes.
to know that.
How do you explain the baby oil and the lubricants? 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. You know, I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know. And you know, this is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do.
He's trying to argue that it wasn't thousands. Even if it was hundreds, it's still weird. I don't care.
You
And
know,
over 1,000 just makes it crazier.
we can't get so puritanical in this country to think that somehow sex is a bad thing, because if it was, there'd be no more people.
He's really sticking to the Costco theory here.
Right.
Just sit outside of Costco and look what people come out with. It's crazy stuff. I'm sure he's not the only person to walk out of Costco with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's definitely the normal thing that happens. And then he tries to put a spin on it that it was consensual adults engaging in sexual activities. Mark, one of the big things about the freak-offs is the non-consensual nature of some of the shit that P. Diddy would...
Right. And I'm not even, to be honest, I never even got like deep or like even like entered like that lure of all that stuff. Like I haven't even seen the list and stuff yet. Like I don't even look stuff like that up because I don't know if I want to know, to be honest.
force the guest to do. It's like a crucial component of this. And I understand, like, he can't go out there and say anything like that, but the evidence is overwhelming. So I just don't, I hate hearing lawyers speak about a case in a situation like this where the client they're defending is clearly guilty, because then you can just see the lies spilling out of their mouth, and it's just an awful thing to even just look at. But he then does try and put, like, that last little bow on it by saying, like, oh, we can't be like this. We can't be all yucky about hearing about sex. It's important. Imagine if there wasn't sex. There'd be no more people.
That's your response? that's your response? Ooh.
Oh, galaxy brain, Mark. Wow. I see why they pay you the big bucks.
Yes, that's
But
like
yeah.
that's why I'm wondering, like why do they pay him so much? Like he's horrible at this. These are horrible lies. Like these lies suck. Like what caliber of lawyer is he? Like is Diddy really rich? Am I tripping? Because this lawyer seems like he's trash. I'm just saying he's not really saying the right things. I don't know if Diddy gets out, then maybe he's a magic worker. But hopefully not.
I just wanted to show you these two interviews here because I love seeing Mark squirm when it comes to the baby oil statement and the baby oil line of questioning. It's really just so good to watch Mark try and tackle it. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah.
Alright, y'all. I will see y'all in the next video. This was interesting. But peace out.